Alright, so this game I wanted to do for Midnight Media, just for a little video that's shits and giggles and not like a reaction or anything, is it's something I ripped off of, I guess I might as well say.
What you rip off?
I ripped this off of a topical news panel quiz called Have I Got News for You? And it's called The Odd One Out. Specifically, I give you guys 4 items. They all have a theme in common, except for one. And you got to figure out what the theme is and which one's the odd one out. And I give a good little explanation. And I pretty much have written good chunks of detail, so I kind of want to do 4 of these, 4 or 5 of these, just to keep the video short and just give you 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes will do, just to figure out what these are.
Okay. Well, let's see what it is.
Alrighty, we're all doing this in Sharp's channel, and
You can click the open chat button on Gonzo Reacts.
Yep.
There you go.
There we go. That way it'll be exclusively there, because I even made pictures of this so that way you guys can easily see what the hell I'm talking about. And I kind of want to start us off with a little bit of a troll question that I've thrown up, just to give you guys one of the ideas I floated around for us to take a look at for reacts. I try to find this because I've written it all in a fucking notepad. This thing's like a couple of months, I think a year or so in progress. And it's like kind of funny to find things that kind of connect with each other a bit, specifically, because it's fun to see it happen when, like, when it was done on Have I Got News for You, because I got a whole ass studio to do this.
Oh shit, you do? Gonzo, you can afford a studio now?
No, I got it. I
It's
barely afforded the Rift, not the Rift S, the Valve Index that I had to buy off McCarty, thanks to Red's suggestion.
Well, it's a start. You'll get the big studio one day.
Or at least have the money to do so.
Wow.
Budgets is kind of a pain in the ass, but hey, you got to deal with what you get. Okay. So here's the troll question of odd one out that I've set up for you. So here's the first one. Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, or Sherlock Holmes. Find the odd one out. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes on this little app here. Give me a moment. Oops. Oh,
the odd one out is the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, because he's not wearing a hat.
Oh, yeah. You think it's that easy? Hang on.
No?
No?
Hang on. I'm going to fucking...
I'm assuming one of these isn't Sherlock Holmes.
Yep.
My gut tells me the far right one on the bottom, like the bottom right.
Bottom right?
Yeah, I don't know why. Just something about that just doesn't look...
You are absolutely right.
It looks 280s, or you know what I mean?
Well, it's not because of the style. It's definitely not because of the style, because...
No?
That one, his real name is Sherman Holmes. That is a screen... The bottom right is a screen cap from a made-for-TV movie that I want to show you guys for the Midnight Media Reacts.
Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. I've seen it. Love it. Eyes and brains, Gonzo.
Oh, wait, you said bottom right or bottom left?
Bottom left.
I said bottom right.
Yeah, the bottom right one is one I wanted to show, but I know about Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. The bottom right one is a made-for-TV movie that I wanted to show to you guys called Return of the World's Greatest Detective.
I think I've
And
seen that.
the guy who plays Sherlock in the bottom right is Larry Hagman from both I Dream of Jeannie and Dallas, playing Sherlock Holmes. Well, Sherman Holmes. In that he's a LA traffic cop who loves Sherlock Holmes and frequently reads about it. And there is a bit of a running gag up until this incident where he's kind of inept at being a cop, but he loves to read Sherlock stories and wants to be like him. And then he ended up having a motorbike fall on his head.
Oh,
that's fun.
It's not like it was a high-speed chase or anything. He was just sitting with his motorbike propped up. He was underneath it, and it fell onto him.
As you do.
And that conch on his head ended up rewiring his brain into having him think that he is Sherlock Holmes. And that
Yes.
he basically managed to get Sherlock's detective skills.
so he had like savant syndrome.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's the real thing. If you get hit on the head, you well, not that specifically, but like let's say you got conked on the head, suddenly you'll like find a piano and then you just like play it as if you've been playing piano for 10 years. You know it full in and out, and you're like, what the hell? I didn't know this prior. Like it's called savant syndrome.
Okay, we could go with that, but yeah, it's basically it.
Wow, that sounds like a cool premise.
Yeah, and it's only been done twice. Although basically in the entire time we have known about having Sherlock Holmes adapted into a story, like also the other three, the top right being the more infamous for historical reasons, Basil Rathbone, I believe, and the Robert Downey Jr. version, and also some of the cartoons, including Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century.
Best.
The only other instance of a Sherlock Holmes who's not technically a Sherlock Holmes, but thinks he is, the only other instance of this doing this ended up coming out at the same damn time as Larry Hagman's idea of Sherlock Holmes. I got the DVD of it because I took a look at it myself, and it was actually pretty damn good too. This one's called They Might Be Giants, which, yeah, that ended up leading to the band name. This one is basically George C. Scott, if you remember Patton? The movie Patton?
I don't think I recall that one.
Trying to think. There was also a Christmas Carol adaptation with him. And I think he was involved in a voice role, but I can't remember. But yeah, in this one, George C. Scott, and he's as burly as it comes with voice-wise, is basically a New York City judge who, thanks to a rather ugly divorce or something like that, ends up believing himself to be Sherlock Holmes also. And it also takes place in a place totally different from London.
Strange. Most people who get divorced usually have depression.
I'm trying to read. I forgot.
Instead, he became Sherlock Holmes.
Well, yeah. And both of these take place in like different places that's totally not London and totally
I will have
not
to solve the case of the
221B
missing
Baker
wife
Street.
and kids.
And this totally took place in totally different places. Return of the World's Greatest Detective takes place entirely in L.A., while They Might Be Giants
Was it
took
Columbo?
place in New York.
Okay, for real, Columbo is literally just an American version of Sherlock Holmes.
I fucking love Columbo. Can I just say?
I love Columbo.
A fucking modest man. And like a...
One of
like-
these is Sherlock Holmes, and one of these is actually Columbo.
That should have been like one of the things. One of the
Yeah.
guys in the corner just should have just been Columbo.
Just Columbo's hand on his fucking head going, oh man.
Yeah, just Columbo. I love Columbo. It's great.
I'll go with the first one that I ever wrote, and this will be a very interesting trivia thing. Do-do-do-do. And I'm gonna throw this in here for representations. And your 4 choices are Australia's Naughtiest Home Videos, the live English dubbing of Interspecies Reviewers, Game 3 of the 1989 World Series between the Oakland Athletics and the San Francisco Giants, and a New Year's Eve hololive stream with Lami Yukihana and Maureen Hosho.
All of these are inherently, I'm assuming, because I know what the top right is. I've at least seen like a clip or an episode. These have to be all lewd or something happens, like boobs pop out or
Yeah,
something lewd talked about.
Something did happen to these. 3 of those are lewd.
But one is squeaky clean, huh?
Pretty much.
I want to say the World Series, but I don't because I feel like that's the obvious bait. You know what I mean?
The VTuber. The VTuber
Unfortunately, you are right. You're absolutely
the
fucking
VTuber.
right.
I think the VTubers. I think this is just some wholesome VTubers.
You are absolutely right. Yeah, they
Yes!
are all raunchy. And Game 3, all of these ended up being canceled because of something lewd that ended up happening, except the World Series. In 1989, Game 3 ended up getting interrupted because of a major fucking earthquake. And it occurred
Oh my God.
live. This was ended up being broadcasted live on ABC, and I shit you not. Basically,
It was like the only footage of it, wasn't it? Like the only clear
the
footage.
first ever live footage ever. And
Wow.
this happened while also other cameras were just rolling, just happened at the same time. I ended up seeing a lot of footage. Like this college class was trying to teach, but all of a sudden, earthquake started shaking shit up. A volleyball game was happening. The recap of Game 2 of the '89 World Series was being interrupted, and somebody at a daycare center, I believe, and security cam footage. It was pretty much one of the earliest instances ever of earthquake that ended up being happening, and it got documented. And this one was fucking wild. Australia's Naughtiest Home Videos. And you can pretty much obviously tell why it wasn't that fucking popular. Because, well...
It was in Australia.
Even for Australian television, this was so fucking lewd. True story. I've written this shit down. It aired on Australia's 9 network. And the owner at the time of it, Kerry Packer, seriously ran the offices while it was still airing and literally said, "Get that shit off the air." And replaced it with an episode of Cheers. Like, serious as fucking hell. It was way too lewd for actual public airing.
Here's the footage now. I'm just kidding.
They ended up re-airing that in full without interruptions, but it had to be preceded with a warning that says, yeah, you're going to see some very lewd shit.
There's some tig old biddies in this. Beware.
And there was this footage of a kid fucking around, not actually fucking, but fucking around with a kangaroo in places where it shouldn't be.
Not actually. Yeah, no, we were going to assume that kids were fucking Gonzo. Jeez.
Nah, I
Thank
wouldn't want
God.
to do that. I would not.
I didn't want to
definitely
assume
do
that.
And
Why the fuck would I assume that, you weirdo?
Fucking degenerate.
And the HoloLive stream. Oh boy, the New Year's Day stream of 2021 between Lami Yukihana and Maureen Ho's show. Maureen was okay. Not okay. She was drunk.
They were not
She
okay.
was plastered. She was asking us about some pretty lewd stuff because, well, they're about as say-so as the church would probably allow you to be. It ended up getting them in trouble. It ended up interrupting the live stream, and Maureen had to start a new one. They joke because Lami has pretty pronounced boobs, so.
Bobbeth.
The bobbins.
Oh, wait, there's even a joke in the Hololive fandom of, I guess the organizer, who everybody calls him Yagu,
Let me
or
just
Yago, or
pronounce
how do you
these
pronounce
boobs.
it? But his dreams of having cute girls going awry because, yikes, can some of the Hololivers have such visual appearance that it would not be surprising. In fact, it's not even surprising. Artists had to use a specific tags for each of these Hololive VTubers for the fan arts that they do, and many of them will often go lewd. Here comes the next one. Your choices are for obvious reasons. Kiryu Coco from Hololive, Austin Powers, Donald Trump, and John Cena.
Well, it's obviously John Cena because you can't see him.
There's no one on that bottom right panel. That's just a blank square. Did you forget to edit the image?
Oh, that'd be the most obvious answer, but no.
Never did I think I'd see John Cena talking to Donald Trump.
Look, I don't know what Austin Powers has to do with Trump because Trump is not a man of mystery. What the fuck?
It's definitely not about mysteries.
So one of these is different from the others.
Yep.
Okay, one of these. The Hololive is a woman.
Nope, that's
Whoa.
not the obvious one either. I'll give you
far
an
as you think.
idea. It's about censorship.
Oh, wow.
The president was never censored.
I feel like clearly the live streamer probably did something they probably shouldn't on live stream and got banned or censored. That typically happens once in a while to people. I mean, that's
Austin Powers
Austin
literally
Powers.
had scenes cut out for public television. I know that.
Yeah, he has some raunchy comedy in those movies. I could see that being an issue back in the day.
John Cena killed a man. Not a.
I don't have to say shit about the left there. Well, John Cena did shit with China. I feel like they're all guilty.
John Cena's
Okay.
never been censored.
I'll give you.
Oh, maybe yeah.
I'll give you the idea of them having troubles with China. They all do get trouble in China, but except for Austin Powers, his was outright banned from China. But it's not because of the raunchy comedy.
No.
China banned all movies that promoted time-traveling aspects out of fear that someone would try to alter the history of China in favor of democracy. That is a fucking true story.
Wow. So they believe we're gonna make a time machine.
It reminds me of that. I always forget this guy's name, but Gonzo, me and you were always talking about this dude. The guy that literally thought the island of Guam would tip over
Yeah.
if we put too many troops on it.
Yeah, my fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
That was hilarious.
Okay, so my notes here. Kiryu Coco and another Hololive member got in trouble with China because
She farted.
YouTube analytic graphics separates by country, right? And
Right?
YouTube.
Oh, didn't they say? Was that the one that said Taiwan #1 or some shit?
No. But Taiwan
sorry.
is registered is listed on the analytics as an independent country, which China does not.
Oh my god.
They got their ass in trouble with China over that. They ended up getting suspended for a while. Eventually, they tried to start a China branch of Hololive, but that didn't go anywhere. They ended up breaking apart and it became independent. And Kiryu Coco, not because of the incident or anything, ended up graduating from Hololive. She became Kei-san on air, and it is now aligned with the shoujo. John Cena also got in trouble for the same bullshit, openly considering Taiwan an independent country. That upset China, and it resulted in that it ended up happening in an interview with TVBS in Taiwan, which also upset China a whole lot more, and it led to that meme where John Cena was holding that ice cream cone in China, speaking Mandarin Chinese, saying, "I love and respect China and Chinese people. I'm very, very sorry for my mistake." And it was all because he was, and it wasn't even anything political or anything. John Cena was doing a promotion tour for Furious 9. So,
how did that correlate to ice cream?
it's a reward
Because
if you like
Chinese people are weird. I don't know.
It's a
Basically,
reward
yeah.
for fucking hell yeah.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
It's one of those weird fucking traditions, I guess, because I think China has this social credit system. If all the memes ever taught me anything.
If you ever wanted anything to know about China without being like super duper like fucking ragey YouTuber about it.
Did they say goddamn in the first 3 minutes? Because otherwise I'm not going to listen, to be honest.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, if you've ever lived in China, just read the book. Like, 1984 and China are pretty much synonymous, if you ask me. They literally try to rewrite aspects of history because it makes them uncomfortable. And if you try to expose people to like opposing points of view about that, they literally kick you out of the country or have you arrested.
Oh.
Like,
I mean, that doesn't shock me, I guess.
Yeah, it's
You know?
China's like on some weird Joker
kinda
arc
like
shit.
that.
they do not accept Taiwan as an independent state. If you acknowledge that in your country, you are essentially on par with a war criminal, basically.
All right, and all
That's
right.
as much as I'll
Also,
say
the
about
war
that.
criminal media.
I'm already banned in China, so I don't really care. I'm American. Of course I'm banned in China. It's an honor.
By existing.
By existing. By existing as the man that acknowledges Taiwan as an independent state.
All right, and here's one last one that I wanted to do, and then we could just chill here while you guys walk me through the setup. British TV presenter Victoria Coren Mitchell, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rudy Giuliani, and the Roadrunner.
Okay. The Roadrunner has never farted.
What?
That's canon.
That's literally what you want to start with?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Sure, Arnold ripped a fat one while he was like giving a speech for the California caucus.
One's clearly making fun of a certain race. Another one is mooning us.
Yep.
One is squinting very hard, and the other one's laughing at something.
You know what? Roadrunner thinks he gets the last laugh, but I gotta tell you something. He's flat as a board. Boy, not even thick. He don't even have a cake factor.
Now Arnold, on the other hand, show a picture of him.
Why the hell does Wiley want to eat that ass, honestly?
Have they? Roadrunner hasn't run in a government or official anything, so I'm assuming the Roadrunner's the one out here because Arnold's run for what, or is the governor of California, right?
Okay, let me
Still?
give you a clue then. Bait.
Bait.
Yep. What did Arnold famously do before he went into politics? Or at least the urban legend goes.
Movies.
Well, I don't know the urban legend. I know he did movies. What are you talking about?
He masturbated. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna have to give you this one.
Yeah,
All right, they
I don't know
all
this one.
have baited people into
Baited
traps, except for
Into
Rudy
traps.
Giuliani, who fell into one himself.
Hello.
Do you? Well, basically, you remember how Rudy
I know the
ended
one- I
up
know the one-
infamously being like caught on camera during the Borat sequel, right?
Yeah, Borat 2. Like, fuck my anus. Take my anus. And like fucking Borat's just like running after him with his pants pulled down.
Yeah, that was debate, and the Roadrunner
like-
infamously always lures Wile E. Coyote back into the traps that he always sets up.
Really?
Yeah, the Roadrunner has always been done that. And
that's
it's
true, that's
basically been pretty much I believe it's pretty much standard norm. The Roadrunner must
true.
never get caught, and Wile E. Coyote's traps will always have to backfire.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're
the
all
rule of
into
thumb.
traps?
Totally.
They basically lure people into traps, except for Rudy. He fell into one.
deep
Victoria
into
Cohn.
deep into them. They're chasers. You
They
know
all
how
have
it is.
traps on their hard drive.
This one's even
Yes.
worse. This one's even stranger. The urban legend I've been talking about. Arnold Schwarzenegger managed to bait Sylvester Stallone into the production of the movie Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, which featured Estelle Getty as Sly's mother in that movie. And Sly plays a badass cop, right? And this was during the height of their little Hollywood rivalry. This happened in the 80s, early 90s. Arnold allegedly found a script so bad, but decided to leak it, wanting to bait Sly into it, and it fucking worked. I mean, if you've seen some of the reviews, it basically was cringing at the fact that a major action actor like Sly being reduced to comedic bits with Estelle
Like
Getty
comedic
as his
bitch.
aging mother. By God, Arnold was laughing himself silly.
I have the last laugh.
Eventually, they've settled the rivalry, but it was just hilarious for Arnold. Now, the British presenter Victoria Coren Mitchell, she learned that there is a business called funeral crashers. There is an official thing of funeral crashers, which is even briefed up upon if you remember Wedding Crashers. If you remember Will Ferrell's part in it, where you fake grief and you fake knowing about a dying relative just so you can get in and get some free food, free booze, and whatever freebies you can at least nab, or maybe even get yourself a girl if you're lucky enough, maybe even the widow. She decided that when her father died, and she was basically anticipating this, she made up a person called Sir William Ormerod, placed an obituary, and baited a lot of potential funeral crashers through email, and was able to ban one serial funeral crasher from ever attending her father's real one.
Damn.
Holy shit, that's next level shit.
Yeah, there were some others that managed to get through, and she said all arrived promptly at the party afterwards and dug into the sandwiches. Yeah, this was on some pretty baity level shit that's like I don't even think most major trolls would even reach to. I would even admire. That's fucking good bait. And that ends that. What do you guys think, though?
That
I like
bitch is
this. I
evil.
like this game.
Yeah,
the game or this fucking
This game is
specific
great,
one?
though.
Because the game's fun.
Yeah. Here's hoping that some of the people at Midnight Media would even like that as well.
You'll leave a like if you like it, or a comment if it sucked, or if you liked it. I don't know.
Share it
Don't
at
be
least. Let the others
don't
know.
be-
Definitely share it with a friend. Let us know how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't be a bad boy and not share the good content.